The US Defense Secretary says Tuesday's missile strike on a Venezuelan vessel said to be carrying illegal narcotics will not be the last. Pete Hegseth told Fox News, "We've got assets in the air, assets in the water, assets on ships, because this is a deadly serious mission for us, and it won't stop with just this strike." US President Donald Trump says 11 people were killed in the attack. He said the US military had identified the crew as members of Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which the United States has designated a terrorist group. Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, has accused Washington of trying to force regime change.
The US making its presence felt in the southern Caribbean. President Donald Trump confirmed the targeted attack.
We just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela, so we took it out.
The cruiser USS Lake Erie and the destroyer USS Sampson are among the 7 warships and a nuclear-powered submarine either already in the Caribbean or expected to arrive there soon. But Venezuela believes the US military build-up just beyond its territorial waters is not just about the cartels, but also about regime change in Caracas. That's not surprising given Washington's recent rhetoric about Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
The Maduro regime is not a government. It's not a legitimate government. We've never recognized them as such. They are a criminal enterprise that basically has taken control of national territory.
Maduro says the US presence means Venezuela is facing the greatest threat South America has seen in a century.
8 Navy ships with 1,200 missiles and a nuclear submarine are targeting Venezuela. This is an extravagant, unjustifiable, immoral, and absolutely criminal threat.
Maduro has urged Venezuelans to join the military, saying he'll deploy 4.5 million militia to guard against foreign intervention. But security experts have cast doubt on the militia's military effectiveness.
Let's explore this with Mike LaSusa, who's Deputy Director of Content at Insight Crime. That's a non-profit think tank and media organisation that specialises in organised crime in the Americas. Welcome to DW. Let's start with this criminal enterprise, as Mario Rubio described it. Tell us about Tren de Aragua.
Yeah, Tren de Aragua is a gang that was born in Venezuelan prisons and expanded throughout South America. And we've heard reports of the gang's presence in the United States as well. I think it's important to note, though, that the gang is really not known for transnational or international drug trafficking of this type. So it's a little bit unusual that they were identified as the group behind this boat that was exploded.
So it's interesting that notion on size, because Pete Hegseth said more strikes are expected. And so are Tren de Aragua in any position to either resist or retaliate, as we've seen, for instance, with the Houthis in the Red Sea?
No, I don't think that parallel is accurate. I think the Tren de Aragua is a very decentralized organization, doesn't really have a command and control structure of a paramilitary group, and it doesn't really have the capability to respond particularly to a military as advanced as the United States. OK, so it sounds like we're just talking about your common or garden criminals who happen to have boats. Why, then, did the president declare this group as a foreign terrorist organisation early this year? Tell us why he did that and what difference that designation makes. The purpose of that designation was to both name and shame this group, which had been causing, significant concerns for security throughout the region, and also as a justification for Trump's attempts to rapidly deport millions of Venezuelans from the United States, declaring the group as a terrorist organization allows the administration to use immigration enforcement powers that it otherwise wouldn't be able to use.
Nicolas Maduro claims the US is using Tren de Aragua as an excuse to target his government. How involved is the Venezuelan government in drug trafficking?
It's a great question. The Venezuelan government is significantly involved in drug trafficking in the sense that there is a system by which the authorities collect bribes from drug traffickers and basically everyone looks the other way. This is the way that Maduro is able to maintain the loyalty of the security forces in the absence of his government's ability to pay them basically decent wages. So they allow them to supplement their income with bribes from drug traffickers. But it's not accurate to say that the Maduro government is running the entire operation as some sort of hierarchical or vertically integrated thing. It's really a system of generalized corruption rather than a top-down organization.
So give us an idea, again, just trying to get an idea of scale. If we were to compare this group, say, to the narcos in Mexico, which are more likely to be more damaging to the United States?
Well, I think not in neither case do these groups have any sort of ideological disagreement with the United States. I don't think that they are trying to target the United States in a violent way, in the same way that terrorist groups, that we've seen in the past have done, like Al-Qaeda and others, committing actual violent attacks in the United States. These drug trafficking groups are about making money. And so the less violence they can cause and the less trouble they can cause themselves as they pass those drugs over the border, it's really better for them. It
better
makes
for business.
Making those profits much easier.
Just a final word on the legality of this US action. How legal is it for the US to just see a boat and blow it up and kill everyone on board rather than seizing the boat and arresting the crew?
It's something that we're still investigating. We know that Trump has signed secret orders, so the actual legal justification that they are using may be contained in those. But I think the question of whether it's legal is separate from the question of whether it's advisable and whether it's going to be successful in stopping drugs from coming to the United States. Drug traffickers are very adaptable. If you close down one route, for example, the route through the Caribbean, they're going to find another route. And so, again, I think the question of legality is separate from the question of efficacy here.
OK, thanks for talking us through that, Mike. Mike LaSusa from Inside Crime.
Thanks.